What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of AOS Trash Bandits. I'm your host, Rob, and with me, as usual, is Carlton Whittlemaker.
That's right.
That's right.
My name now.
Good.
I was getting a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger from you at the beginning, like, what is up?
What is up, everyone?
And welcome to
Come on, let's do this podcast. Hope I didn't blast anyone.
All day.
I haven't been. Whoa, hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Yes, I was not doing that on purpose. I'll take your word for it. Helon, Rob Judge is here.
Helon, Rob Judge is here.
I understood that.
Yeah, I am having a stroke.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was supposed to be hello.
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm too tired. What up, by the way, Devin's comment, I was asking Carson before the stream. Did you read Devin's comment? I made the thumbnail tonight. Usually before, if it was faces on muscle bodies, it was always Carson. But I was just like, I got to get my thumbnail game in gear. So we just slapped it on some nice, hot, raging Khorne bodies. And
yep.
By the way, I didn't ask permission, and this is not what you think I'm going to talk about. But did anyone notice that I put Matt Beasley's head on the... Yeah, okay, did you? Okay. And I was like, I put it on there, and then I uploaded it, and then I was like, I never really talked to him about that, but like I've seen you do it in the past, so I just kind of took that as permission. Yeah.
I just assume that if anyone talks to me, then they're consenting for me to use their likeness
on
exactly.
stream. Yeah.
So
if you've ever posed for a picture with Carson in public, or posed for him to take a picture of you, or he took like a public picture that you weren't even aware of, you're granting permission for him to use it. Yeah. You're a thumbnail now.
Yeah.
Don't know your name? Doesn't matter. You're still a thumbnail. Yeah.
Also, happy birthday, Cynthia.
Happy birthday, Cynthia.
That's Sigmar Scotty's.
Oh, I'm
daughter.
sorry. I didn't even read that. Absolutely. I thought it was like Leviticus's, significant other or something. I didn't. I'm so sorry, Scotty. It's your daughter Cynthia's birthday. Absolute huge happy birthday. 12. I don't know why. When I was young, I always wanted to turn 12. I was like, 12, that's the number. That means, that's like anything after that, then you're a teenager and you're basically an adult. I don't know what it was, but I was like 12, that's the number. That's my number I want to get to. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I associated like turning certain ages with like things that got unlocked in World of Warcraft.
What?
So,
really?
Like, yeah, it's like when I turn 40, I can get a mount. I can get a horse. And when I turn 15, I can wear shoulder pads. That just makes sense. Like,
I like it. I mean, it makes more sense than my thing. It's just like, nope, just 12. It's a great number.
Life.
You could divide it. You could divide 12 in half. You can divide it into quarters. You can divide it into thirds. You can't do that with tens. It's a great number.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can't divide it into thirds as a whole number anyway.
What do you mean? 12 into thirds at 33% is 4.
10. I mean,
10. Yes. That's true. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Not with whole numbers. But then it's like still like a repeating number. Or you could use a fraction, but still. No one likes fractions. She's turning... So he's ignoring and watching a podcast. Good man, Scotty. Good man. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jason, Big Ron, Devin, Ledivicus. Yeah, I already said Scotty. Yeah, Alex, you're welcome here too. Even though what you did to me on Sunday is unforgivable. Yeah. So... Did you see the rumor engine?
I did. This is an interesting one. It could be many things, and I think it's something that we haven't seen before.
You think it's a faction we haven't seen?
No, sorry. I mean, I think it's like a new, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. I mean, I think it's something that's like not just like a refresh. It seems like an addition to a faction or something like that, maybe. So pardon if I sound a little bit nasally. I'm just getting over a little bit of con cred from Tacoma. But yeah, this could be a lot of
the
things.
tournament that you won? You won
Best overall.
best overall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won it.
Right. No, but this could be like this was one that I really wanted to like go to Reddit and just see what random things people were saying about it. And I saw some interesting things like it could be like Kurnothi, it could be like addition to Daughters of Cain, like
that was my thought.
Like
was
shadow
Daughters
elves of some kind, or like
that's true.
Or like blood elves.
Right.
But yeah, this is it could be a back scratcher,
it does look like a pretty good back scratcher.
Yeah.
Like it might leave like bloody welts going down your back, but
it's okay though.
But you won't itch.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll burn. The blood might not coagulate, but you won't itch.
Yeah. Alex says it's jazz hands.
Yep. I mean, it could be. That if you point that staff at someone, they have to do jazz hands. It's the staff of jazz hands. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So minus
maybe it's like
it's
a new faction where a professor from Whiplash ascended to godhood. And like, quit my tempo.
Yeah. Oh man, J. Jonah Jameson. What's his real name though? I keep forgetting it.
I can't remember.
Oh man, he's so good. He's in Invincible too. He plays Omni-Man in Invincible. He's so good at playing asshole characters. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's gonna get a manifestation lore that's just like a metal chair flying through.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's a really good movie. It's pretty intense and it's morally ambiguous for sure. But that's kind of the point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those endings where you're like, you initially feel good for the character and you're like, I don't know if this is actually a good thing.
Yeah. And you're like, you think you know who the bad guy is like the whole film. And then at the end, you're like, I'm not so sure anymore. Maybe they're both bad guys. Maybe everyone's a bad guy. It has what's his name? Is it Paul Rudd? The dad, the guy from Mad About You.
I don't think it's Paul Rudd, but it's...
Wait. Oh no, Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it's got the dad from Mad About You, or the husband. It's an FEC back scratcher. I can see that. It does look like kind of avian to me. So I was definitely leaning towards Daughters of Cain. That's what I do think that's what it is. I want it to be Kurnothi, but oh man, I hope it is.
It's more like Morai Heg stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me kind of the Crone, Yeah, but I can see, ogre headdress. It's got like a thing just hanging from it. You want a back scratcher like that, Leviticus? You're not going to use it as a back scratcher, though, are you? You're going to use it as like, you know what it reminds me of? What is it like that? Do you guys remember the claw from Enter the Dragon? The one-handed, yeah. That's what you immediately, because you can tell it's like a metal back scratcher, right? It looks like gold to me for some reason, even though I don't think there's any possible way to tell that. But we'll see. Yep. It's cool. I actually do like this kind of rumor engine, though.
I do too.
Yeah,
it's like just enough for you to speculate on what it could be,
but
it doesn't like completely give it away, and it's not too vague. So
exactly
good.
Oh, and shout outs to I got an order from someone from Korea, and for dice, and I was chatting with him, and he was I was like, I didn't even know that there was a scene for Age of Sigmar in Korea. Because like they have all the instructions and stuff like that in Japanese and like all the different languages, but there's nothing in Korean. He's like, yeah, it's basically non-existent. And he was telling me that like the way they work the scene out there is like there's so little support, and it's like on the whole game's on life support. So like the onboarding of new players is extremely friendly to the point where people are like making manuals for like how to get into the game. I just thought that was really cool. Like, what an awesome community for people to just be like, we understand that we need, nice people to play with. So, but anyway, so shout outs to him. I won't say his name because I didn't have a chance to ask permission to use his name, but yeah, shout outs to him. Yeah, should we just move on to the Khorne thing?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sick.
It's cool that there's I didn't know that there was a scene in South Korea either. I know that there's a couple people in like the Philippines.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And I think that China is starting to kind of like pick up a little bit too.
Cool.
Like I met some of the guys that live in China at Worlds. They were playing for other teams, but I think they're going to try and have their own team at Worlds this year, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love to hear it.
It's very like Eurocentric at Worlds right now for sure. Like
I
think the only 3 non-European teams are
US, Canada,
Australia.
Oh, Australia. I thought there was a Mexican team.
No, there's no Mexican team.
What?
There's
Is there an African
Would you
team?
count No, but would you count Turkey as Asian or European? Because it's in both continents.
Turkey, I think, is technically in Europe. I don't want to say unfortunately, but I think of it
for the purposes of it being Eurocentric. Yeah, unfortunately, for sure. I get
think,
what you
but
mean.
Culturally, it's Middle Eastern, right? I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
They were new last year though, so that was cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, you like to. Yeah, I've known quite a few, like a remarkable, considering I live in the Vancouver area. Like I've known quite a few people from Turkey, and they've always been super friendly. So yeah. Nice. So, speaking of Turkey, this guy puts he eats a lot of turkey. That's how he goes to bed at night, for the chemical that makes you sleepy, whatever it's called. I'm drawing a blank.
Protein. Yeah.
Protein. That's the chemical I was thinking.
Well-known chemical, and it's well known for making you sleepy. Yep.
Yep. That's probably true. The fur gives me Kislev vibes. Oh yeah, the back scratcher totally feels FEC. Man, if it is FEC, it might be another one of those just golden models like Gourmain or what's that new guy? I forget what he's called. The Crow Master.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, but there's so much flavor. Like you could just have it could just be like the back scratcher seller guy. You know what I mean? And they just make this weird character off of him. I kind of hope it's FEC. Geez, Turkey hit over 50 degrees. Oh man,
that's disgusting.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Oof. Well, my heart goes out to them. I hope everyone's okay. I know, every year in the summer in the Tokyo area, people just die from the heat. Mostly older people, but yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've actually been having a great summer here.
It's been really nice. I haven't had to have any air conditioning. It's gotten a little warm some days, but not bad at all.
No, It's gonna get really hot tomorrow. Apparently, it's 35 or something like that, but
oh god,
yeah.
Why did you tell me that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess
I didn't want to know that.
But so Carbson,
Rib
for no, never mind. So there's an army of renown, and why do I have a picture of a Deathbringer on stream right now?
Well, you see, this is an important enough topic. I'm going to spit out my lozenge to talk about this real quick.
Okay.
Delicious. Okay. So there's an Army of Renown in the upcoming Khorne book, and you'll notice that we're not going to actually put any rules on screen just because we don't have GW's permission to do so. We're just going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
But we do know what is coming.
Yeah.
And we do know relative points values. There's an Army of Renown called Gore Chosen Champions, which is coming out in the new Khorne book. And it's been making a lot of waves.
Now
at first,
Carson,
go ahead.
what did I ask you when we at the start of the show. Do you remember what I asked you? I said, like, what do you think of it? What do you think? Like, do you think it's egregious? And I think you illustrated your point very nicely to me.
Yeah. I think there's a couple ways to, like, tiers of looking at it, essentially. The first one is if you read it exactly as written. And the second one is if you make the, like, necessary adjustments that we assume that they meant, but they don't actually say rules as written. So those are all clarified in so Tomo, his Old Town Throwdown pack covers, like, all of the new Khorne rules, and it has a whole bunch of FAQs on, like, Khorne and KO in general, but also the Gore Chosen Champion stuff. And so basically it's like you look at it through the lens of purely rules as written without any GW intervention whatsoever, and then you look at it through the lens of the FAQ that's been done by the community, essentially. The first one, actually, I'm going to start with the second one. The second one,
you're going to say you're going to go rules as probably interpreted.
Rules as probably interpreted, like as we think they mean.
Yeah.
Is still, I think, like the most heinous thing that's existed in 4th edition. Like it's much more busted than Night Haunt, for instance, at the start of the edition, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's also much simpler to play.
Wow.
Too, which says a lot because Night Haunt was not complicated to play at the start of the edition.
Right.
The second thing, or sorry, the rules as written is probably the most busted thing that I have seen in my time in competitive Warhammer.
Wow.
Like, it's bad.
Jeez.
It's really, really, really bad.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, one second. I'm just talking about the heat has overheated my body. I'm just going to take off my sweater, and I got to take off my headphones.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
But I do want to hear, like, I want to hear it. So, okay, I'll be right. You can keep talking.
Yep. Yeah, so this has kind of been going around in the community quite a bit. Like, a lot of different people have been, obviously they've gotten their hands on the rules, and they've kind of started constructing lists and playing games with it. And what we've been seeing is, like, pretty much confirming a lot of people's fears. I don't know how much of that you heard, Rob.
I could kind of hear it. You confirming people's fears at the very end there.
Yeah. Basically, just like people have been already playing with the leaked rules, and then Devin in chat saying, "But if anything, Carson's underselling how busted this is."
That's crazy.
It's really so.
And
to
it's
give you an
coming
idea,
from Devin too, by the way. That's not like, yeah. Jeez.
Devin's the assistant captain for Team Canada, by the way. Like, he's very in the know about, like, anything meta analysis wise. Like, he's got his ear to the ground for sure. But, like, to give you an idea, France has banned this AOR at their tournaments, like, period, like, countrywide. Like, it's not allowed. Yeah. Which and the rules aren't even out yet. It doesn't release until this Saturday, remember. That's
crazy.
So this is it's a problem.
Okay. Can we discuss, like, because, like, Honest Wargamer, like, a bunch of people have already done videos. Like, all the rules are out there.
Yeah.
For this, not just, like, there was leaks obviously before, but, like, so can we go through the rules and kind of talk about?
Yeah. So there's 5 battle traits that are all relatively simple.
Sure. And again, we can't show it. We won't show it because we don't have permission to do so, and the rules aren't officially out yet. So yeah.
So there's 5 battle traits. The first one is just, like, get an extra artifact in the deployment phase, and that's it. The second one is each time a friendly Bloodstoker uses the Whip to Fury ability, another friendly Gore Chosen Champion's hero within its combat range can be picked as the target of that ability instead of a non-hero Bloodbound unit. Basically just means that the Bloodstoker gives the other heroes...
He can whip heroes instead of just regular units.
Exactly, yeah. Makes sense. Makes them run and charge, or makes one run and charge. The third one is blood-hungry weapons used by friendly Gore Chosen Champion units have crit mortal. So that's, like, where it starts to get a little bit okay.
Yeah.
Basically, that means you have army-wide crit mortals on all your dudes.
Yeah. And that's normally something you have to get to, like, 5 units killed going up through, like, like, that's something normally you could probably only get for, like, battle round 5 or something like that, right?
Gotcha. I'm just going to finish these and then I'm going to read what Devin just said in the chat.
Please, yeah.
Battle trait number 4. Friendly Gore Chosen champion units have Ward 4+. So that's where it gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? Where you're just like, okay, like almost all of these heroes are going to be on a 3-up save, like 5 or 6 wounds. And then now introducing a 4-up ward essentially means you've made all of your characters into like little Eltharions running around the battlefield. So like, or the Scourge of Gairan ones, where it's like they hit hard, they have crit mortals, 3-up save, 4-up ward, 5 or 6 wounds, like just tough as nails. And it's really, and keep in mind when you're running an army like this, you're thinking like 15 to 17 foot heroes.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then number 5.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Number 5
that wasn't
is, enough. Whenever a friendly Gore Chosen champion unit would be destroyed, before removing it from play, roll a dice on a 5-up. That unit is not destroyed. Any remaining damage points inflicted on it have no effect. Then heal 1 that unit. And the reason why the difference between like the FAQ and the rules is written is like so horrible.
Yeah.
Or like so big is that this does not say that it can only be used once per hero. Right. So if you just keep rolling 5-ups, your hero's invincible. And this is army wide. You get to roll the 5-up every instance of every hero dying, and you have like 17 of them in the list, like I said, right?
Right. So it kind of like goes down in steps. So it's like, can you use this on the same hero multiple times? That's obviously not going to fly long term for any reasonable person. But then even if you could just use it on, like, if you could use it on every hero in your whole army every turn, like that gets crazy too.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Hell Pit can only do that once per game.
Exactly. And Sean just said in chat, so they all get Seed of Rebirth. Seed of Rebirth is also it happens once, right?
Wait, what's Seed of Rebirth?
It's basically the same thing. Like you roll a dice and on X plus you have 1 life left and you don't die. Kind of
there's an artifact for or a heroic trait or something for Seraphon as well.
Yeah, it's pretty common to have something like that. Right. But the difference is that it's like you get to do it once.
Yeah.
And then after that, like it's spent kind of thing, right?
It's once per game.
Yeah.
And it's like a good artifact. Yeah, this is
This is like you basically give every single hero that.
Right.
Except on a 5-up instead, and it never expires.
And they have a 4-up ward.
Yeah, exactly. So you just have this like so imagine like target selection priority for like a regular army. We're like, okay, my opponent has like 2 to 3 hammer units.
Right.
You know, I want to allocate this many attacks into them to do that. But with this, it's like perfectly spread over 17 units.
That's crazy.
Where you have like, so if you have a like 15 to 17 heroes, you're talking in the neighborhood of like 90 to 110 wounds in the list.
Yeah.
Which are all on a 3-up to 4-up. 3-up save, 4-up ward, which means that you have an effective health of like 200 on a 3-up save. That on a 5-up, every increment of 5 or 6 wounds just gets like reset, like it just because it's the most tough army they've ever created by a long shot.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, what other unit has? Well,
it also has crit mortals, so it's pretty punchy.
We also haven't talked about the artifacts at all, which makes it worse, right? But also, I just want to say in the chat.
Oh, right. Devin said it's not.
Devin says France actually hasn't banned it countrywide. Spoon, who was one of like the main players in France, and he was the world champion at the first WCW. Banned it at his tournament, and then it was proposed to the French Federation to ban it as well. But they haven't come to a final decision. But the fact that it's being countrywide evaluated for being banned at all is still
and it is France too. It's a very competitive country.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What up again, Sean? By the way, I didn't get to say that at the time. Saul says, "I'm excited for this tome minus the Army of Renown." That's because you're a good person, Saul. That's if you're, if you said the opposite, you were like, okay, well, jeez, Louise, that's crazy. Like,
so that's just how tough it is.
Okay, I forgot. Okay, I won't go on with that. So now, extol the virtues of the heroic trait and the artifacts for us.
Yeah. Also, just remember, like, I'm going to give you some examples of like heroes that you could include in this army. So this army is all heroes, right?
Right.
And then if there's a Mighty Lord of Khorne, he has to be the general.
And
But
you
let's
cannot
take, like,
include
a-
regular units.
Correct, just heroes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So,
like
like,
thematically, it's cool. By the way, I think it's very
It
cool
is, yeah.
thematically. But
I agree.
yeah,
But so like take so there's like a couple heroes that have been talked about a lot, like Deathbringers have been talked about a lot,
yeah.
and Skull Grinders have been talked about a lot. Both of those are like 6 health on a 3-up, so it'll be a 3-up, 4-up.
Jeez.
And then both of them, their attacks profile is already 4 attacks each, either on 4s and 2s or 3s and 3s. Run 1 3 damage.
3 damage.
So-
So any
so
crits,
7
you're just like, come to Papa.
Exactly.
God dang.
It has, and then you take a look at like some of the war scroll abilities of a lot of the heroes. Like if you have a Skull Grinder, like it's once per turn army, any combat phase, pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit, beat the target, roll a dice. If the roll is equal to or less than the target's control score, the target has strike last for the rest of the turn. So if you charge in with like a monster, it's almost definitely getting strike last.
Wow.
So yeah, you have like a lot, and then with the Deathbringer, there's reaction. Opponent declared a command for a unit within 8 inches of this unit. Roll a dice on a 5-up. The command has no effect. It still counts as having been used in the command point spent or so lost. So it's got tech, right? It's got
God
anti-command tech. It's got strike last tech just in the war scrolls. Now let's go into the artifacts
Right.
and heroic trait.
dang. Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, so the heroic trait is like, it's pretty, like it's good. It's very good actually, but it's like not the main source of worry.
Okay.
It's just add 20 to this unit's control score while it's in combat. So if it's in combat, you're not taking that objective, essentially.
When if you put it on like a little bit more of a beefy hero, too.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, add 20. So if it's like, can you have
While it's in
monsters?
combat.
Oh no, there's probably no monsters because they're mortals.
No.
Yeah.
So you can have Mighty Lord of Khorne, Slaughter Priest, Blood Secretor, Blood Stoker, Realm Gore Ritualist, Skull Grinders, and Deathbringers. So there's
What's
7
like
different.
what has the most amount of wounds there?
I think it's a Mighty Lord of Khorne.
Oh, okay. Oh, because
pretty
he's
sure.
like he's the one on the Juggernaut thing.
No, he's a foot hero, but he's 7
Oh,
wounds.
okay.
That's the most.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
By the way-
but still 20. You put that tiptoe on there. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, if you do have a Mighty Lord of Khorne, I forgot, he has once per turn army wide, pick another friendly bloodbound infantry hero wholly within 12, and they have strike first in your combat phase. So like there's so many like strike first and strike last things. And again, let's go to the artifacts of power. So
Okay, right,
remember
right.
you actually get 2 of these. There's 3 artifacts of power, but you're going to get 2 because you just get one. That's an enhancement that you get at list construction stage.
Yep.
And then one of the traits is give an artifact of power to one of the heroes.
Hmm.
So you're always going to have 2 of 3 of these.
And then you have flex. You have flex in your what do you call it? Like in your list, basically, where you
Yeah.
can like roll up to the table and kind of pick stuff. I guess.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So the first of 3 is once per battle, any combat phase, pick this unit and up to D3 friendly Gore chosen champion units within this unit's combat range to be the targets. The targets have strike first for the rest of the turn. So there's another source of strike first. And then the second one is Scarring Blade, any combat phase. Inflict D3 mortal damage on this unit for the rest of the turn. Add X to the attack's characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly Gore chosen
Jeez.
champions, where X is equal to the amount of mortal damage inflicted on this unit by this ability. For the rest of the battle, this unit cannot use Hate Field Killer's ability, and it cannot be healed. So it basically just means it can't roll the 5-up to come back to life, and then it can't like rally.
Oh, okay.
heal. But I mean, 6 health, 4-up ward,
Right.
which it effectively means you get like 4 or 5 uses out of that artifact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's any combat phase. So basically, like, and this is board wide plus attacks. It's not a range. It's just like all of your heroes
What?
get X more attacks. So remember when I said
all of
this,
your heroes, the whole
all of
board.
them, the whole board.
What the hell are they thinking?
I know. So on average, it's 2, right? So you're getting a 50% damage increase output. So like a Deathbringer is going to go from 4 attacks to 6 attacks at damage 3 instead.
Crit mortals.
And then on the turn that it matters, because most of the time someone's going to have like a go turn,
Yeah.
and they want to like go in and like do a whole bunch of damage at once and kind of end the game.
Yeah.
This Khorne player is going to recognize that and be like, okay, it's your go turn. I'm just going to pop my strike first artifact.
Right.
And then everyone's got plus 1,000,000 attacks. And I'm going to punch the crap out of you before you get to touch me. And then now that you're softened up, like, I'm going to be extremely tough to kill. And
Right.
it's just like a huge,
God dang.
good God. Then the third one is,
Yeah.
the third artifact is this unit has ward 3+ against damage inflicted by shooting attacks. You're not going to pick that one. You'll pick the first two.
Right.
Every time.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking, like, originally I was like, well, because wait, that's the artifact? Right. Yeah, fair enough.
I could see an argument where it's like, if your opponent literally has no melee threats whatsoever,
Right.
then sure. Like
Sure,
you probably
yeah.
pick the plus attacks one as like your list default.
Right.
And then you choose between the strike first artifact and then the ward 3 up against shooting.
Right.
But it's only like one of your 17 heroes, so it's like really not impactful.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I actually just don't think you ever take. I was thinking like if that guy was a linchpin for doing something else, but you can't put two of them on the same guy anyway. So yeah, it just doesn't. You just never take that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they have their own prayer lore, like, which is it's good. Like the first prayer is
That's crazy. I didn't even think
it's
about
like-
it.
the first prayer is like a Ren reduction prayer, but it's against one specific hero. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
again, you have 17 of them.
Right.
And then if you like super cast it, you get to pick 2 heroes instead of 1. The second prayer is you basically pick an enemy unit within 12 and then like roll 8 dice. On 4-ups, it's 1 mortal damage, which is
Okay.
pretty good. It's like a mortal wound bomb thing.
Yep.
And then the last one is what is it? Pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches and that is in combat with a friendly unit. Inflict D6 mortal damage. If the target is destroyed before removing the last model, inflict D3 mortal damage on every unit, friendly and enemy within 6 inches. So that's like a true mortal wound bomb.
Wow.
So it's not bad. Like I think
Yeah.
honestly, you're just gonna see people spamming like Skull Grinders, Deathbringers, and like maybe 1 Mighty Lord of Khorne.
Right.
And just what I've seen is people just having like balls of 4,
Yeah.
like packs of 4 heroes, just walking around the table, being like, "This section is mine. You can't touch it."
Right.
Like it's
Right. Yeah.
like, because that pack is going to be 4 separate instances of 6 wounds on a 3-up, 4-up.
yeah.
So the target priority is like horrible. And then
It is. I
because
was just about to talk about. It's like, how do you even split your attacks?
Yeah.
You split them up trying to kill like what you should be able to kill in terms of wounds if it was a unit, and then you just don't kill anything, or you kill like half the things. Yeah.
Or let's say like you dump everything into one guy on a 5-up, he just doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Like
God dang. Oh,
yeah.
that's crazy.
So this army is a nightmare, and yeah, there's like there's if you have to interact with this army,
yeah.
i.e. in combat or standing on objectives or something like that, like you're just gonna lose every engagement
Yeah. Yeah.
because that one little, so they're gonna have like 4 packs of 4 heroes going around the battlefield, right?
Right.
Which most of the time you're like 5 to 6 objectives.
Mhm.
So chances are they're going to have like full board coverage on a given map. And then if you're on like Noxious Nexus, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's only 3 objectives and you just can't
Like-
fight them. Like,
If
and that,
even if they delete the rule of the 5-up get up, this army's still crazy.
yeah.
Like a 4-up ward, I can't think of another, like, so there's like special characters like the there's a few special characters where they have a low amount of wounds and they have a 4-up ward, but they're like a named character, right? So, or usually named character, not every time. There's like what's his name, the Sylvaneth flute guy, the War Song Revenant, I think he's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got like a 4-up, like, okay, fair enough, right? But like the whole army has a 4-up ward. Like Nurgle doesn't have a 4-up ward. Like, who wrote this? That's crazy.
I don't know.
like seriously though, like do you think this army is fine even if they delete the get up 5-up rule?
No, God.
No, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell? What do they even do with this? Because like they can't point the army for this army of renown. Like they can't make like all those heroes like crazy overcosted, right? That doesn't work. So, like, what do they do with this? How do they fix this, Carson?
It's a lot of stuff that has to change. Like I've heard, like Devin, for instance, mentioned because I was talking about it with him at one point.
Yeah.
Changing the ward 4+ to a ward 5+ even
Okay.
would help a lot.
Yeah,
then like
it would
the
help.
ward reduction gets it to a 6+, and then it's like easier to kill the heroes and stuff like that.
Right. So 5 up, and then if what it, so okay, let's just assume that they do that. 5 up ward like Nurgle, the same save as Nurgle, by the way, and then the 5 up is once per battle round or once per turn.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a lot of different things. I think it needs to go from ward 4 up to 5 up.
Yeah.
I think that
I'm with you.
The artifact that does D3 mortal damage, and then you add that many attacks board wide.
Should be board wide.
There's a lot of different ways that you could fix that, but number one should be allocate D3 mortal damage, or allocate 3 damage, or whatever it is.
Honestly, I that's how I heard it anyway. I didn't even realize.
It's not,
so you could ward them off.
Yep, and then it just doesn't matter.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it should be like you're actually facing some threat.
Some consequence of your actions, you mean?
Exactly. Instead of just like, yay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Lollipop, lollipop.
Yeah.
God dang it. Yeah. Okay.
So that interaction, there's a lot of different ways you could go. Like you said, maybe it shouldn't be board wide. It should be a range. Who knows? Like, there's a lot of ways that you could fix that.
Honestly, even if it was 8 inches wholly within, like, you take that every time. Yeah.
Yep.
Or like, even if it's like, seriously though, even if it's pick 3 units within 8 inches of this model, it's still what you take, every time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're going to get the strike first anyway.
Yeah. Also, Devin sent me a sample list here.
By the way,
send it to you?
By the way, for my rat ogres, I have to take D3 mortal wounds. They might just die, by the way. Just to get what? Anyway, sorry. The sample list? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is blowing my mind. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this is pretty crazy. But I didn't. By the way, I did leave Facebook open. So everyone, you did not get a message, even though wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay.
So let's see. It's a mighty Lord of Khorne is the general. And then in his regiment is 1, 2, 3, 4 skull grinders. Then you have a blood secretor, which I think can give a board wide +1 attack once per game.
This is just the text. How do I? What's the best way?
Do you want me to like send you a picture?
That would be great. That would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Just because it's not easy to show on screen.
Yep. Totally fair. There you go. Thank you, Devin, for sending me that list.
Perfect. Sweet. Yes, thank you, Devin. Boop. Boop.
So let's just count the amount of skull grinders in the list. So first of all...
let's count the amount of skull grinders. What kind of weird new game is this?
That list is 108 HP, right?
Jeez Louise.
Which means...
all heroes.
It's effectively 216 wounds on a 3-up when you factor in the 4-up ward.
Okay.
Which again, it's nothing in the game. Is that
yeah,
like you even take like iron? Usually you think like lots of wounds on a 3-up, say that's Iron Jaws, right?
Yeah.
Iron Jaws lists aren't getting near 216 wounds. When we were talking about my worlds list, which was wound spam, my worlds list was like, I think 219 wounds, and everything was on a 5-up or a 6-up save.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I was thinking like clan rats. You got like like maybe what? You're rocking like 120 clan rats. Yeah. Plus a few other
or like
things.
If you take like the spam list, it's 180 clan rats or something like that.
Right.
And then you get up to like 200 with heroes and stuff like that. But like,
and that's on
still,
a 5-up save.
5-up.
Yeah, no word. Wow. Jeez. Okay. So we counted the skull grinders. There are 7. Oh no, there's more. There's 10.
So 10 skull grinders.
Jeez.
And keep in mind, each and every single one of them is going to be denying your commands on a 5-up.
I thought that was the Death Bringer.
No, the
That's-
Deathbringer. Wait.
Oh yeah.
No, that is the Deathbringer. You're right.
Okay. Okay.
The Skullgrinder is the strike last roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
But
really good.
that's once per turn army wide, so it's
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. The Deathbringer rule is actually the problematic one, where it's just
Right.
where like I don't think there's a limit on that. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so this one has Deathbringer 1, so it has 4 Deathbringers.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, there's 11 Skullgrinders. I missed one.
Yep.
How does this army look on the star chart? I refuse to analyze this army of renown on the star chart.
The only thing that you could possibly like say is a weakness of this army, is that everything in the list moves 5 inches.
Fair. But can't you get the whippy guy to make them move faster?
You can, but I don't think you need, because the thing is, like, with this list, you are the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You are, like, you put 4 heroes or 5 heroes on an objective, like, now that's your opponent's problem to solve.
And that's assuming they don't have the plus 20 control score. You know?
Well, that's if they're in combat, but yeah, it's like...
Right. Oh, that's true. You're a good point. Yeah.
It's still, like... like, if you pick 4 out of any... like, you pick 4 objectives in a game, and just say, like, these are mine, you can't touch these. Like
yeah.
Then it's just like you lose, I guess. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
You're gonna lose in combat every single time.
Right.
So it's horrifying. It
really is. It's one of the killiest like things out there, and it is by far the most survivable.
Yeah. Let's say like you rolled a 3 on that D3.
Yeah.
Now you're at 7 attacks each for your dudes, and then you pop your blood secretors plus 1 attack per game. You could have your models on. You could have like, what is this, 17 guys?
Yeah.
Or like, let's say, I don't know. I think it's like 15 Deathbringers and Skullgrinders combined or something like that. Each on 8 attacks, Ren 1, damage 3. So that's a total of like 15 times 8, 120 attacks at Ren 1, damage 3.
Crit mortal. Don't forget that.
Like that's more than like take Daughters of Cain completely juiced up with like Mind Razor and Fight Twice. That's like more than that.
More than that. Yeah. What? Seriously, what the hell were they thinking? This is actually completely bananas. Oh man. It's like
Cromwell asks, but why spam Skullgrinders? All their abilities are once per phase army. It's like Devin said, it's just you get 2 extra guys. Like you just want more dudes at that point.
Just more guys. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean there's so many Deathbringers. There's still 4 Deathbringers here. But like I mean, fair enough. Like, so the Skullgrinders are 120 points. So you take out one of them. You just take one out, and then you could change 5 of the Skullgrinders into Deathbringers. So you're just getting 1 less guy, and you go from 4 Deathbringers to 9 Deathbringers.
Yeah, but I mean, like realistically, what they're offering is just the amount of attacks. Like it's the exact same amount of attacks, just on 4s and 2s instead of 3s and 3s.
Yeah,
and then
but like what I'm saying though is that like. If you just want more death bringers for the anti what do you call it, like commands, bubbles, then you take out 1 Skullgrinder, so you're down 1 guy, and now you have, you can change 5 of those Skullgrinders into Deathbringers, and problem solved. You just have to lose 1 guy, and you're rocking 9 Deathbringers. That's crazy. That's crazy. What is this? Good Lord. Oh,
yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
Just because this is
just get it out. Yeah,
right?
This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. Like, I mean, I haven't been paying a lot of attention. I haven't had a lot of time lately to kind of look around and watch AOS videos and stuff like that, but I haven't heard anyone talking about this. I'm sure they are, and I just didn't see it. I'm just going to assume that, but not enough. You can't talk about this enough. Like, what are they going to do? Like, I guess, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's so much. So, okay, let's say 5-up ward, right? 5-up ward. Once. What do you think? Once per turn or once per battle round? The 5-up. I'm still alive. We call it the Johnny 5 rule.
I think once per turn is probably fine.
Okay, once per turn. Okay, so 5-up ward once per turn. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of this army now?
Then I think it dies a lot easier, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think something needs to be done about the plus attacks artifact. It either needs to be allocated or it needs to be a range.
Right.
I'm also cognizant of like not just like smushing this thing into the dirt. Like I'm trying to like it should be good and it should be cool.
And it's thematic, so I want it to be around. I always like it when they make something thematic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what Alex said though, really, you know? We made too many Khorne foot heroes. How do we sell them? Hold my beer. Yeah. Can you beer me another Deathbringer, please? You know?
That's the thing too, is like nobody has this many heroes, like foot heroes.
Yeah.
There's maybe like I would be surprised if there's more than like 5 people in North America.
This is like I mean, and our friend Andy Greystone is probably one of them. Painted. But like,
does he?
I don't know. I'm exaggerating because my God, that guy gets a lot painted and he's the biggest Khorne fanboy I've ever met by far. But like, you know, most of the people that are going to run this are going to 3D print their models or proxy or whatever. Like they're not borrow. Yeah, exactly. So
just gather all of your Khorne friends up and take all of their collective Deathbringers and Skullgrinders.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like, this isn't an army where someone's like, oh boy, my pet army has finally got good rules. Now I can, because that's kind of what Nighthaunt was.
Yeah.
At the beginning of like Index Nighthaunt at the start.
They've never been good.
Yeah.
You know, since their inception in AOS 2 and then, you know, AOS 4, they're like, here you go, guys. And then they were immediately hated on by everyone. It didn't matter how many years they've been bad for. It didn't matter if they've been bad for 6 years. Everyone's still just like, screw them. I hope they die. You know, I hope they remove the army from the game. So like, I agree though. We don't want to ruin the army, right? But like, man, they sure went overboard.
Yeah, they sure did. Yeah.
That's wild. Whoops.
So yeah, if you know that a tournament locally is coming up and the TO like has never heard of this before, something like that, don't ask them to like ban it because I think that's you shouldn't do that, right? But you should at least let them know that like, hey, this is a thing. It's very powerful. Here's some suggested FAQs. You know, here's like, just be prepared for it because like if someone shows up to because there's going to be a lot of people like you said that are going to be proxying and 3D printing these models and stuff like that.
Yep.
They will show up to a tournament and just completely dumpster most, if not all, of their opponents.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's going to be a really negative experience that sometimes like TO doesn't want their players to have that, right? So they might make a little bit of adjustments or sometimes, like FAQs needed. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, like the other option, there's 2 options really, because like a lot of the time where people go is, okay, this is a new book. There is no FAQ out for it. Therefore you can't use it. That's not an uncommon reaction, you know? And
we haven't needed that so far, but
right. Not in this edition.
Not in AOS. Yeah. Last edition, it was commonplace to be like, until the FAQ comes out, this book is not legal.
Not legal.
That was just like, that was in every pack.
And it was usually like a month.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, okay, well, you know, because back in the day, the FAQs used to come out after 2 weeks. But now, we're kind of lucky if they come out after a month. So I feel like that's kind of what they have to do, right? I've heard chosen with corn bits. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's awesome. Saul says it's not thematic. You should have to roll to see if your heroes kill each other before they get too close to another. That's like honestly, if they had something like a flaw in there too, it's like if they're within 8 inches of each other, you have to roll a dice to see who they charge, you know? So it's like if you've got like this guy, you've got one of your own units plus what do you call it? Another like an enemy unit, then you roll a dice on 50-50. If you've got 2 enemy units and then one of your guys, it's a 3/4 whatever roll, or odds of 3. Welcome Brayden. He says Saul Rothman knows what's up. That's a great suggestion. I mean, like, but it is thematic in terms of like, like where they came up with the idea, a bunch of like, heroes, like Hero Hammer.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Like the mortal wounds on Crit Mortals, totally. Like I actually, like, yeah, of course they should have that,
Yeah. It kind of feels like they like let one
Why
of the
board?
it almost feels like they let one of like the story writers like make
Yeah.
an army of renown. Just like, hey man, we just want you to go wild with it. Just like have fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see what you come up with. And they like accidentally didn't do an editing pass, and then it went into print, and they're just like, "Oh God, what did you do?"
I was thinking it was more like, okay, just go wild, like the whole first part of your story, and they're like, we're gonna put it in a White Dwarf Legends anyway, so like Grombrindal or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. You can kind of go ham with this, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll put it in I got it. We'll put it in the battle tome. Cool. It just shows up. Wait, what? This was never supposed to be in here at all. Like, I won't mention who, but like, there's like a famous writer who used to write story content, and he wrote like Ultramarines rules back in the day. Kind of famous, and like, everyone says people were way too hard on him now, but back in the day. But this is what it feels like. It feels like they're just this huge fan of. Like, maybe like the writer of this is the one who had the pet army with like 1 million heroes in it. He's like, man, I'm never going to get to run this. Aha, here we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. Do you think any of the opponents will have a good time? No, not as it sits right now. I mean, Qual says, wow, that foot heroes can become so amazing off the back of one decent ability. It's not one, though. That's the issue, right? Like,
yeah.
If they only had one of these abilities, like, honestly, it'd be fine. Like, even if the whole army just has a 4-up ward and that's all they've got, like, that's still a little bit actually tough.
Really good, but
it's still really good. But like, like look at like the Seraphon ability, which most people consider to be one of the better faction pack abilities, and it's like, pick one of these things, reduce rend by 1 in your territory. Can you imagine if one of the Seraphon abilities was 4-up ward? Even if it's 4-up ward on just your heroes, that'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even running all heroes. It's just like, I got a Carnosaur and my Slan. They have a 4-up ward, by the way. You're just like, holy crap, that's really good. Oh man. Yeah, it's a lot. I'll have a good time playing against this, but I hate myself. That does sound very masochistic, doesn't it? You're just like, yeah, put a cigarette on my shoulder while I'm rolling dice here. Yeah. Oh man. Not even elves, says Sabetti, get this bad. Yeah, like not since like some edition of 40K or fantasy. Yeah.
I wonder how quickly this is going to see a fix. Like, I wonder.
I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with one like kind of day one.
Really? I hope so. That'd be great, because then you wouldn't have the issues of.
I mean, they FAQ'd like the Stormcast Dragons in 3rd edition before they came out, like a week before they came out, and they weren't nearly this bad. Like they were good for the time, super fast, shooting mortals, super killy. My God.
Yep. Not even biggest piggus can save us, apparently. Goddamn.
What's biggest Pigus do?
It's the Hurtland Hogs. It's army or regiment. It's basically a Team Canada Discord joke.
Oh, got it.
Sabetti has been running that Gargant's list that has the Hurtland Hogs Regiment
nice.
of Renown.
Yeah.
That, like, if people fight last and stuff like that, and it's been colloquially termed biggest piggus, and gives people nightmares because he's been getting 5-0s with it. So
nice, good for him.
Yeah. Smitty says, going to be real, if this isn't hard nerf / community banned, and especially people are going to be allowed to proxy, I'm just not going to play the game. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is though, too, is it's like, like if you were playing StarCraft or a fighting game or something like that, you can always just switch characters, but you can't just switch to playing a totally different army. Not everyone even has the ability to do that. They all cost money. And at the end of the day, people aren't doing this professionally. They're just doing it as a hobby for something fun that they like to do. They lose money when they buy the models, and they don't make money to, you know what I mean? When you win a tournament. So yeah, it's like one of those, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like people were saying that about Night Haunt at the start of 4th, like what's the point kind of thing, like spend, what do you, like if you're traveling to a tournament, you're spending what, like at least $500-600, right? For hotel and airfare minimum, right?
Depends on where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Like what would Prince George be? What would you spend, like airfare and hotel?
Again, it depends. Like the hotel would be, I don't know, like high hundreds a night or something, but you're probably sharing with someone. So you're probably, let's say like 200 for the weekend for your hotel.
Okay.
Oh no, because it's 2 nights.
Right.
So like 4. Oh no, yeah. So it would be 200 because you 2 nights divided by 2. So
right.
Let's say $200, and then
okay.
Like if you were to fly there, it would be like another 300 or something. So yeah, 500-600, and then food and stuff too. So
yep.
Yeah, if you're traveling a ways, it would suck to like do all that and be like, oh,
like,
and then play this. But I mean, not everyone's gonna play it, and
no, that's true. But like, imagine just walking up to the board and being like, unless your dice are the worst dice that have ever happened, unless you microwave them the wrong way, you know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a miserable experience. It's just hard to justify doing that to yourself. But,
yeah.
But maybe you're Saul. Maybe you hate yourself.
Maybe. Yep. Some people are. One person is. Devin says Night Haunt was beatable by a decent amount of armies.
Yeah. No.
Just
I agree.
took some searching. This doesn't appear to be. Could always have missed something. Yeah, it's like, yeah, at the beginning of the edition, like I remember actually at it was last year at Northern Waste, like top tables were Night Haunt against me, Ogres, and then Night Haunt against Matthias on Daughters of Cain. And then it was like other Night Haunts like closing in on the top essentially. So like there's a lot of Night Haunt, but like there was play into them. Like I won my game. Matthias lost his game, but like I don't think it was like a landslide or anything like that. Like there's things you could do against it.
Yep.
And like they could flub their rolls, like they could not roll their 4-ups.
Absolutely.
But this is just like, my God, like, this is so on, like, because I've seen it in action now. I've seen people play it. I know people who have like played against it multiple times now that are telling me like this is like the worst thing that they've written, at least in 4th edition.
Right.
Alex says, you bringing it to Richmond Reroll? You know it.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Yeah, never played Khorne before, but
anything to win. Yeah.
Anything to win. A local GT. Yeah.
Yeah, local GT. It's like mostly built of like really friendly, nice people.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that people are having a bad time that aren't me.
Exactly. No, I mean, like, yeah, we've all had those games where you're like, it's like a hard, you're rocking scissors into like a hard rock, like I took, for anyone that remembers, I took Gristlegore, all Terrorgeist into Eric, and he was rocking Archaon, who makes you re-roll your 6s to hit. So like the whole thing that I'm trying to do is get 6s to do mortal wounds, and I have to re-roll them every time. And it was immediately over. I think he killed 3 Terrorgeists in one turn. And yeah. So like, we've all been there. I'm sure we've all experienced just like this brutal experience. But it's like, this isn't a matchup thing. It's like, this is just something that stands in its own tier. And like any army in the game is going to really, really struggle into it. Yeah, it just seems like a really bad time. So hopefully they do something. But yeah.
Yep.
What are you hoping for timeline? Like what do you think will happen, I should say?
What I think will happen is it will probably be a couple weeks.
A couple weeks. Fair.
And there's going to be a couple events that are really going to suffer because of
Right.
it.
Right.
But I hope that it will be a day 1 FAQ.
That would be great.
Or even before. Like maybe tomorrow, right? Like cuz usually they do an FAQ for the game as a whole.
Right.
Last Wednesday of every month.
So okay.
Maybe they'll be like, "Hey, this is coming up, but we're just going to include it in the FAQ anyway." Like that'd be great. I'd love that.
Right.
And if so, then what's the saying? My hat's off to GW for doing that. Like that would be great. If they manage to catch it in time beforehand, and then all of this like squabbling was for naught. But
right. They do it on the 30th of every month, did you say?
No, I think it's the last Wednesday of every month.
Last Wednesday, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wow.
So
we'll
see.
Yep. That would be good. Okay. Regiment of Renown, the Red Revelation. This is broken? I don't know. What is that? No? Okay. Oh, are you asking what's...
Yeah, he's just asking for clarification on what...
Oh, sorry.
What we're talking about.
Sorry, man. Yeah, got it. Okay. So... the other segment we have planned is another star chart. Ta-da!
Yay!
Yay!
2, in fact.
Yes, 2. We're going to try and do 2 every time. We did the ones for Ogres, and we did Skaven last week. And I was thinking about this, I can't remember if it was today or yesterday, but we should like make some kind of chart. Like, remember how I talked about like how they had the contrast paints, charts for like what each thing looks like? We should like make a chart. We should start putting it together and like put it somewhere. Like we can put it on our Discord, but like we should put it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like help people out. Like the contrast paint thing that people did.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know if you guys like think of where we could put it. Yep. And no dirty jokes. Yeah.
Saul says, "Are you going to talk about the unplayable AOR now?" No. No, we're not.
No, we're going to talk about Stormcast and Slaves to Darkness.
Actually, why don't we put a poll in the chat?
What?
Like asking people's opinions on opinions, not opinions, on just like what should be done about this, assuming there's no action on GW's part. So maybe like
I think oh yeah, okay, let's do that first. Yeah, before I voice my nonsense and totally taint the answers here.
Let's put a poll out there.
Cool. And then I'm going to pull up the chat over here. Cool. So, the first army. So we're going to start this first, though, right? We're going to let the poll go, and we'll start talking about Stormcast?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Stormcast Eternals. Yeah. No worries, Tom. It was leaked. And then the rules also went up on all the various YouTube channels as well. So, yeah, it was... let it roll, try out playing. Let it roll. Try out playing it. I think the top 25 PNW players should be. I mean, like, okay, yeah. I'm gonna not taint things. So, I think the top 25 Pacific Northwest players should be forced to play against the un-FAQ'd version. You're a sadist. Okay, what should tournament organizers... So the poll is up. What's the old town throwdown FAQ?
So that one basically just makes it so that actually I can pull it up here, but basically it's it makes it so that the 5-up your model.
Oh, okay.
Back.
Oh, I see.
It's like not it's once per hero essentially per game.
Oh, okay.
And then what else? There's a couple other things that are like clarifications on like the War Scroll rules so that you can't just like spam them. It like clarifies that they're once per turn or once per turn army wide or something like that.
Right.
And I think that's it. Like it's pretty light-handed. It's just like addressing things that are very clearly like busted.
Damn.
Like, not just powerful, but like
that's very good because like
broken.
I'm surprised you didn't put on there like like the book hasn't been FAQ'd, because like that was all of third. The book hasn't been FAQ'd, so it's not legal until it's FAQ'd. So like wait for an FAQ or something,
That'd be under ban it, I think.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You hear that?
I guess
everyone?
technically it isn't, but yeah.
Yeah, fair. I guess effectively it is though. Yeah, you're kind of right about that. Okay, we'll let that rock for a bit.
Yep.
So, Stormcast Eternals, Carson. The Stormcast Eternals.
Indeed.
So, yes.
Do we want to just do a quick overview of like what each of these sections is?
That's a great idea.
So, we'll spend like 2 minutes talking about that. So basically, killiness is like that's pretty much the simplest one on the list. How hard do you hit?
Yeah.
Tankiness is going to be like how well can you take a punch outside of the context of your toolbox, right? So like without factoring in your like auras of your speed or your like -1 to hit or like buffs that you're getting from like certain tech pieces or something like that. Just like how tanky are you?
Yeah, like what's your save? Do you have a ward?
Exactly. Yeah. Thematicness is just like how well the lore matches up with the rules on the tabletop.
Yep.
Ease of play is pretty self-explanatory. Like, is it easy to do what this army wants to do? Your tool set is just like the like available like tech that you have, and that can be in the form of like buffs and debuffs. That can be in the form of like, control, movement shenanigans. It'd be like blue deck type things.
Exactly.
Using magic terms. Mobility is just how fast you are, or like how many teleports you have and stuff like that. And then your power projection is how much you can affect your opponent's board state without being physically next to them.
Right.
So like how well can you ruin someone's day from afar, essentially.
Exactly. And that includes killing them, but it can also just include like nullifying the thing that they want to do, like movement or whatever. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it should be pointed out, because there was some confusion about this last time, that all the numbers, 5 is perfect. That means it's good, whatever that is. So like ease of play, 5 out of 5 means it's very easy to play. Killiness, 5 out of 5 means it's very good at killing things, etc. So 5 always means something good, and 1 always means something bad. Like there might be people out there that don't like an army that's too easy to play, but that's just like that's a psychographic thing. Most people, don't want to completely overload their minds and stuff like that while they're playing an already complicated game. So yeah, cool. So should we get to it? Killiness?
Let's do it. Yeah. So killiness in Stormcast. When you think of like killy units in Stormcast, you think of like Paladors, Reclusions,
long strikes,
prosecutors.
Right. There's quite a few. Like even the dragons are pretty killy.
Yep.
The little
But
dragons.
the thing is, like, they're pretty killy.
Yeah.
There's no overwhelming amount of killiness in the army. There's also a bit of a lack of rend when it comes to the
Interesting.
killiness in the army. So, like, if you have, like, Paladors are always Ren 1. Reclusans are Ren 1. They have Crit Mortal, but they're Ren 1.
Right.
Prosecutors Ren 1. Long Strikes are going to be, like, the big source of rend and, like, the power projection. But they don't do, like, a lot of, like, they do really well applied damage. It's high quality attacks, right?
Yep.
But it's not necessarily, like, high volume.
Right.
13 shots in a unit, your maximum is 26 damage, which is a lot, but it's not like...
And they're pretty reliably killy too. So that is a factor. And we are talking about, like, overall, like, if you build, that's another thing that should probably be explained. It's like, it's not like, do you have to, like, take one unit and do you have to get all your buffs? Do you have to get all your spells and prayers? And does everything have to match up perfectly? Do you make the perfect killing unit? It's like, if you take an army, would you expect, how killy would you expect them to be or have access to, right? In an average army. So
like, we rated ogres as like a 5, extremely killy, like tons of damage. Skaven is like a 3.5, which is like a little bit above average, in killiness.
Yeah.
I'm actually, like, I feel like Stormcast is a really good example of a 3, actually.
I could see that.
Where it's like, it's capable of doing damage.
Right.
And it's capable of, like, setting itself up to do a bunch of damage at once.
Right.
But it's not like an armor breaker. Like, it's not going to go in and just, like, dumpster a whole bunch of damage into some, like, more than, like, Slaves to Darkness or Ogres would, right?
Yeah. I do think that, like, long strikes, though, are, like, so reliably quite killy. Like Kenrick was talking about, like, how he's just like, yeah, I'm killing one giant a turn with my long strikes. Like, that's gonna happen. That's very killy. Like, Giants is a classic DPS check. You know what I mean? But I see what you're talking about too. Like, Stormcast, like, in theory, the way that they're set up, you would think that they would be, like, mostly 3s across the board. And then, like, maybe ease of play, like, because they're sort of like the starter army, you would think that they would be, a little bit on the easier side. Whether that's true or not, we can get to that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, I'm. Do you want to put 3 or 3.5 and then come back to it? See how we feel.
I want to put a 3 for now, and then we can come back to it. Because part of me is also a little bit worried that, like, we're gonna keep rating people as, like, above average in killiness, and then the killiness scale is, like, wrong.
All right, fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, if we use, like, Skaven as a benchmark, I think that Skaven is a little bit better at doing damage
at killing
than Stormcast is. Yeah, or at least it can be, right?
Right. That's fair.
Tankiness. So the big thing about Stormcast is it's just an army-wide 3-up save. But very rarely do they have actually, no, that's not true. Not very rarely. Like, a lot of their like, what's the chamber? Ruination Chamber stuff is going to be on a 5-up ward because of the Sentinels of the Bleak Citadel.
Right.
And then
I feel like, even though we talked about blue decks and tool set and different things like that, I feel like we have to include in their tankiness their main battle trait of just +1
Finest
save.
Hour?
Yeah, Finest Hour. Thank you. Because, like,
it's only in your turn.
It's only in your turn for sure.
Yeah,
but
sure, I think you can factor, because that's like a very like,
it's built into the whole army.
Yeah.
It's
very predictable. There's, like, it's just a decision you make at a certain time.
Yeah.
So it's not like something needs to happen, or like a combination of things needs to happen. It's not like a
and so, it does take one unit from almost certainly a 3-up save to almost certainly a 2-up save, which is like, that's really good.
So I think both of us are probably in agreement that Stormcast is above average tankiness for sure.
Certainly above average. Yeah.
It's definitely not the most tanky army.
It's not a Nurgle. It's not a Nurgle.
Yeah, it's not a Nurgle for sure.
Yeah.
So a 4?
A 4? Yeah. What's a 4.5?
4.5.
Like, if it's not Stormcast,
But Nurgle's a 5,
yeah.
then that's tough because
Because
I think that
I would like to see a breadth of, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, if possible, across the armies.
I
So,
think it
like-
would be a combination of like I think Iron Jaws
Iron
is a
Jaws
good
is a
example of a
4.5,
4.5 where it's like more wounds and a 3-up save.
but they're also like a lot of 4-up saves too.
Iron Jaws?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe a lot is like, I think the Shaman's a 5-up. One of the pigs is a 4-up.
Yeah, but the meat and potatoes of your army is going to be
Yeah, I guess it's mostly
3-ups.
sloggers that are 3-ups, and then,
And a lot of them, right?
yeah, that's true. Decent amount of wounds. How's Stormcast access to a ward?
It's decent. Like it requires like you putting it on a specific unit kind of thing,
Okay.
or
Is
like
that
it would be
is
like
it a prayer?
no. It's so Sentinels of the Bleak Citadel will just be like pick one of your Ruination Chamber units to have it as of
shoot.
the hero phase.
Okay, but that's a
there's a-
specific formation, though, right?
Yeah, and then also it could be the Envoy of the Heavens, which if a Stormcast unit died in the previous turn, a hero can issue out a 5-up ward to someone. So like it's available, but it's not it's not army wide
Right. No,
instance.
for sure.
It would only be on like 1 or 2 of your units. Or if you had what are they called? Praetors.
Okay.
Because they can give they can soulbind to a hero to give it a 5-up ward as well. So like, but yeah.
Right.
So I think like Iron Jaws would be a good example of a
A 4.5.
4.5 because it's
Okay.
like more wounds and a 3-up save, and the only ward they have access to is like a 6-up.
Right.
And then Nurgle would be like lots of wounds and a 3-up, and it's a 5-up ward. So like
Okay.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with putting them as a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. Then how thematic do we think they are?
I think they're very thematic. I actually think they're great.
Yeah.
You know?
Lots
I'm
of,
not super into their lore, but they've got, like they've got different sort of chambers, and they're all kind of like shown well on the tabletop. Yeah, I don't know. Like their tankiness is part of their lore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, yeah. And by the way, chat, let us know. Let us know in the chat like what you guys are thinking for each of these. But don't forget there's like a minute delay. So if you guys have thoughts on it or whatever, don't just put 4. You know what I mean? Just put like tankiness 4 or whatever you guys think. OBR could be a 4.5. That's actually like a comment for what do you call it? For them being a 4, because like I want to have at least a couple, like you don't want to have no 5s for killiness or tankiness or whatever, right? You want to like kind of have a breadth. So I don't know if you saw it or not, but Devin said OBR could be a 4.5. I think that's true. Yeah. And actually Nighthaunt could arguably be a 4.5, you know?
Yep.
5.5 ward is very easy access, and that the whole army's ethereal.
Yeah. Might change though.
That might change. Absolutely. Yeah, we don't. I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is an example of where they currently sit, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So thematic, I think a 4 is fine. You know,
I think that's reasonable.
they're
Like
not the most thematic thing ever, but
they're quite thematic.
yeah. Okay. I think 3 at best for thematic. Honestly, a lot of it falls flat to the fantasy, but it's not like necessarily the fantasy, like, because like. If you take like a Space Marine fantasy, you should like one Space Marine is supposed to take on 100 guardsmen. You know what I mean? But that's just not feasible. But I still think that Space Marines feel thematic. They've got a good save. They're elite. You know. But you, I mean, like I appreciate you giving the feedback, Alex. 3 is like perfectly average. Like I think they're definitely above perfect. Maybe not. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. We can move on though. Ease of play, that I don't know.
There's a bunch of different builds that pop up, but I think Stormcast is one of those things that the reason why it can be not easy to play is because there's so many options that a new player is going to drown
Right.
in like analysis paralysis, essentially.
That's true. I thought ease of play though was like on the battlefield, like
Yep.
playing.
I mean, I think it's like how hard is it to play in such a way that the mechanics of the army rewards you, I guess.
Okay.
And I think that Stormcast isn't necessarily like, I don't think it's hard, but
I don't think it's hard either. Yeah.
But I don't think it's like dead easy. Like I don't think it's the easy. I think ease of play being a 5 is upcoming in our next one probably. But like
right.
I think that it's probably
I was like, what are we doing again? Yeah.
It's at least average, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's average, to be honest.
Really?
It's not easy, but I think it's not.
Well,
yeah.
And like I don't play the army, right? I'm mostly going off of what Kenrick was saying, where he was just like Stormcast was like a vacation for him in terms of ease of play. But we don't know what, or we do know what he's comparing it to, but like I haven't played Gets this edition. I haven't played, what was the other army he was playing? Nurgle was the other one. I haven't played either one of those armies. He was saying Nurgle is even easier than Stormcast, but he was saying Stormcast was a lot easier than Gets. Yeah. Does anyone play this army in the chat? Like, what do they think?
So I'm just going to end the poll now.
Oh, please. So the poll, final numbers. Oh, yeah.
No, you can.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead.
Just before it goes up and away. What should tournament organizers do with the Gore chosen AOR? Nothing, leave it as it is tied with Ban It at 37%. Homebrew adjustments, 18%. Just the Old Town Throwdown FAQ, 6%. Thanks to everyone who voted, by the way. It's good to gauge, and maybe someone else will see this and kind of make a decision based on that. Yeah. Sorry, I did interrupt you.
Forget what I was going to say, but Devin brings up a good point, which is we should probably determine whether ease of play includes list construction or not. Which I don't actually. Now that I think it probably should. Yeah, because you can just take someone. It probably shouldn't as well.
Oh, shouldn't. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So I think like if you were given like a top tier list, how hard is it to pilot? And the answer is not very hard.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
So yeah. What do you think, numbers wise? Like 4?
That's kind of where I was leaning, but I would be totally happy to defer to you on this, especially Stormcast, and like I feel like I know more about ogres just because I play against you. You know what I mean? Enough that but Stormcast this edition I haven't played against much, so yeah, I'm fine with 4 though. And,
sounds good.
And this is going well, by the way. I like, because I want Stormcast to be at least 3 and above because they're a starter army. Like, I'm all about selling armies to people.
Yeah.
Like Saul did like that thing or whatever, and I was just like, do it, buy OBR, do it right now, and then he's like, do you play OBR? Like misunderstanding my enthusiasm. I'm like, nope, I'm all about selling people on playing armies though. Yeah. So how can I put someone in a new Stormcast army? So tool set. This has got to be above average, right?
I think so.
All phases, they operate in all phases of the game. Yep. They have Prayer Lord. They have Spell Lord, which is rare in of itself. They've got movement shenanigans. They've got debuffs. They've got buffs. I think it's a really good tool set. I'm not saying it's like 5 out of 5, maybe. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. But like, where are you at for that?
It's tough because like a lot of their tools are very basic.
Fair.
In like, it's like, here's a teleport. Is that mobility or is that tool set? Right. Here's.
Yeah. I think it's both. Like, obviously it's mobility, but I think it can also be tool set because it's like you can use a prayer to teleport them into doing this other thing that you want to do. So it's
Right.
kind of both. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like they have access to like anti-ward tech. They've got access to teleports. They've got access to a -1 to hit from one of their teleports. They've got access to
Jeez.
what else? They have a strike first piece if they want it. They've
Right.
got
Can they still come down outside of 7?
yeah, they've got some deep strike stuff for like one. Basically, you move an extra D3
Okay.
inches, which I would count as like deep
I would
strike
count.
tech.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
their
not as
whole
good
army
as
can deep
coming.
strike.
Right. Yep. There's that. That's
Yep.
part of the tool set. Because, yeah.
They've got what else? +1 to hit buffs. They've got
Right.
-1 to wound debuffs if you run the like shock axe paladors. They've got what else? Like Krondus himself is a big tool piece.
That's
He's a
true.
big tool.
Yeah. That too.
Like he's got the minus to save. He's got the
Right.
what's it called? Can he give someone no commands, or is it just minus to save?
I
can't
don't.
remember.
I think so. I think that's part of his spell, right?
Yeah,
And he's plus what to cast?
2 plus
Two.
2 to cast.
Like that's a thing too. That's a thing on its own. You know.
Yep. The Storm Coven can give strike first to something with a spell, which is really good. Yeah, so they've got like a good tool set, and they have a lot of options.
I said I'm not. I don't think they're a 5, but you're talking me into a 5 right now.
I don't think it's a 5. I think it's a 4.
I think because they're not. It's like the tool set. I don't know that like this is something that we should be arguing, but it does feel like if the tool set is simple, then it's not necessarily as much of a tool set. Like it's a little bit lesser. I don't know why that's a thing, but like I'm not saying it's wrong either. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's like how impactful is the tool set, and the tool set is basically
That's true.
like,
That's a good point.
it's
That's true.
it's augmenting what you're already doing well instead of changing what you're doing or like
Right.
shaping what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, that's
So
true.
like the tool set is just like, oh, you want to attack? Here's more attacks. Here's +1 to hit. Here's a strike first. Oh, you want to be like mobile? Here's a bunch of teleports. Here's this. Here's that. Like it's not like an example of like for the ogre's tool set that we called up was like the new burger lust thing, right?
Right.
That changes how you play. Like
That's
that
true.
means that you're standing a specific distance behind your screens. That means you're bringing screens. Like it informs your list construction. Like it's a big, impactful tool as
Yeah.
opposed to just like here's a teleport, right?
That's true. Yeah, so even if you so like their tool set is extremely varied, but it's not necessarily like impactful in what is sort of desirable to play with the army. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Okay, so I'm fine with 4. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, mobility.
It kind of depends. Like if you play them like foot slogging, no teleports, then bad. But if you play dragons with teleports, then extremely good.
Yeah, you can have extremely high mobility.
Yeah.
In this army.
Yeah. I guess on average, it's above average.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like 3.5 to 4, like depending on.
I think it might be another 4. Like
Yeah, I think it might
just
be.
because you have so many teleports that it's just like.
Right.
Yeah, like even if you're foot slogging, like you can deep strike down, you can use the portal potty, you can use your translocate, like you can still get around the table, right?
Right.
It's not and then you also have mobility in the sense of like paladors, right? If you just
Right.
want to zoom like 20 inches across the table and hit something, you can without using a teleport at all. So
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's solidly a 4.
I think I agree. Yeah.
And then power projection.
It's also,
So really good.
I think it's really good. Yeah. I think it's a 4.
Yep.
Like, I really do. And honestly, the more I think about the killiness, I think it's at least a 3.5. I actually think that they're above average. Like, let's just go through different armies, right? And you could just compare it to like long strikes or paladors. Like on average, I think that they're just able to do a little bit more. But if we want to leave it a 3, that's fine too. That's my honest personal opinion. But it's, you know.
Part of me is thinking about revisiting tankiness based on like it's tough because like they're tanky, but there's not very many wounds in the Stormcast list. Like you keep talking about long strikes; those are 2 wound models, right?
That's true. But on a 3-up,
yeah, that's true.
like so are my Giselle, and they're they're on a 4-up, which is like extremely good for Skaven. But okay, but but tankiness though, like if like who's a 4 if they're not a 4?
Don't know.
Like,
you're right. I think you're right. I don't think tankiness needs to change, but maybe killiness is 3.5. How about that?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's above average. Now, I totally hear you though, because like any of these categories could be diluted. You know what I mean? But we said from the beginning we might have to go back and kind of revisit stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well they ended up as a 3.5, and then we're in it like, and like it turns out we're rating everything a 3.5 for killiness, and then it's like, okay, well then we have to compare Nurgle, which we rated 3.5. I'm not saying we're going to, but like we have to compare Nurgle, Stormcast. You know, one of these has to be a 3 and one of them has to be a 3.5, for example, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Alex says tankiness needs to include wound density. In my opinion, it's why tankiness. That's fair. It's tough.
It is, but like you also said though, like we actually said before specifically that it's like how well can you take a punch? Those were your exact words.
Yep.
We actually specifically were not including wound density, were we?
I think it should, because like the argument that I brought up for Ironjaw's being a 4.5 was wound density.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I hear you. But so 180 points, I think. Well, that's Ardboys are specifically tanky.
Yeah.
Unit of Brutes, right? 200 points and 3-up save,
wounds.
15 wounds, right?
Yep.
And then let's compare what's a kind of an average unit for Stormcast that has a 3-up save.
Like an equivalent to Brutes would be like a Reclusians, probably.
Reclusians, okay.
Yeah, which is a 140 points
okay.
for 3 models.
Okay.
Which are 3 health each. So let's look at points
9
per wound.
Right, that's 9 wounds on the unit. Do you say three guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what 15.5 points per wound in a Reclusians unit versus how many points is Brutes? 200?
200 points, yeah, on the nose.
Versus 13.3 points per wound in a Brutes unit.
Sorry, 13.3 in a Brutes unit compared to what?
15.5 in a Reclusians unit.
So the Reclusians are better?
The Reclusians are more points per wound.
More points per wound. But we're talking a difference of like, what, like 15%?
Yeah.
Or less?
Yeah.
That's not a huge difference. That's not a huge difference.
It's not, but like, think of what you're putting on the table more. Like you brought up Ardboys, but like you see those a lot, right?
Yeah, that's true. You do.
So.
Ardboys are 20 points for 180 wounds and a 3-up save. Yeah. And like that is like the hardest unit in the game because they're Ardboys, like it's in the name.
But I guess we did. Yeah.
So that's funny.
Alex we did talk about Skaven though, which was like,
yeah,
it's weird because like, if you think about rat ogres taking a punch versus, because you're usually screening things, that's where your like inherent tankiness comes in Skaven. It's like you're just not touching the important stuff in the first place.
Yep.
Whereas Stormcast doesn't usually use screens, but we're not factoring that in. But it's
we specifically said, actually you specifically said we're not talking screens because screens are not tanky. It's like how well can they take a punch?
That's
like,
true.
because like ogres have what do you call them?
Nobblers, yeah.
Yeah, nobbies. So it, and like, you know, like a unit of anyway.
Why don't we just leave it at a 4?
I think we leave it at a 4. Like Alex was saying, like if you don't include wound density, then Stormcast are more tanky than Ironjawz, and he's right. So I think split the difference is the answer, unless we want to make like a wound density thing, and then that's just something that you can kind of calculate. You know, like you take like a few different lists and you calculate the point per wound or whatever on an average list.
Yeah.
And then,
I think we're trying to avoid like too many different stats though. Like is the
No,
big
I
thing.
agree. No, I agree. And I actually think that we're in a good spot. You know? Honestly, like in an ideal world, I'm not arguing to change this, by the way. Just to be super clear. I'm not arguing to change this, but in an ideal world, Stormcast would be like a perfectly round bubble of 4, in my opinion. And we're almost there anyway, and that's what it feels like they should be. Honestly, all of this feels good to me. I think the theme thematically, you can make arguments in terms of like lore and whatnot. That's the only one that I would probably even talk about changing, but I think 4 feels good to me for theme. Yeah. If you like read your battle tome and then you read your rules, you're probably like, yeah, this makes sense to me. You know, this feels sort of appropriate. You know, okay.
Yeah, and then for like every relative section of the game, they're pretty good at doing it. Like it's not, they're better than most at doing it. And
exactly.
The concession is usually just like less bodies on the field, and that's it. But yeah,
cool, awesome.
Shall we move on to Slaves to Darkness?
Absolutely. Slaves to Darkness. Okay, so right out the gate.
Boom.
Not
56.
We don't even need to talk about, maybe. Yeah, that might be not wrong, actually. Like 5. You should put 9,000 because of Dragon Ball. That was the actual right. That 9,001. It's over 9,000. That's true. It is over 9,000. God dang it. I almost want to just leave that. Obviously, it's the easiest answer we've ever had to give by far.
100% of 5.
Yeah. Like
carried almost exclusively on the backs of Chosen and Darengard, but it's 100% of 5.
It's a hard 5. It's the only thing that maybe should dip outside. It's like they're in their own class for killing this.
Tankiness.
By the way, if anyone needs any more, you know what I mean? Like if you need justification, if we're not touching on something enough, feel free to ask in the chat. Feel free to ask in the comment section. You know? Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I just wanted to put that out there. Tankiness.
Tankiness, I think, should be at or slightly below Stormcast. There's a similar, like pretty much everything's on a 3-up save, or like a lot of the stuff is.
A lot of on a 5-up board too, though, right?
No, they have less access to a 5-up board.
Really?
I think. So like the 5-up board will come from like, what's it called? A Chaos Sorcerer Lord picking the Warriors of Chaos unit.
Oh, okay.
And that's on a 3-up, and it's 1 unit. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
They can just get a 6-up ward via their battle traits, but that's not a huge deal. And you're sacrificing
so hard to kill.
They're pretty hard to kill, which is why I think a 4 is still accurate.
Okay.
Where it's like they're tanky for sure. But I think part of how hard they are to kill comes from their tool set as well. Right. I.e. Be'lakor.
That's fair. Yeah. That's true. Be'lakor, and even like, I guess the 5-up ward. Well, no, I mean the 5-up ward is part of the tankiness. We said that before, but like part of the reason that they're hard to kill. Part of the reason that they're hard to kill is because they're so killy too. Like, you charge in 2 units. One of those units isn't getting killed because they're going to kill you back, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So now that's not part of it. Like that's their killiness, but like it is a factor. Maybe that's why they feel harder to kill. They feel more tanky. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with 4.
Yeah. Thematicness.
Yes.
I am
Thematicness.
very conflicted about Slaves to Darkness
That's fair.
because the lore of Slaves to Darkness is like they don't adhere to one single chaos god. A lot of them like worship chaos as like a pantheon essentially, and then kind of like
Right.
pick and choose based on what they need at that specific time, or it's like a combined forces of like multiple chaos gods working together essentially,
Right.
or undivided, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like it's and on the tabletop they're pretty they're pretty thematic ish, but it's like it's so simple that it's hard to feel thematic.
Yeah.
Like they are the you push up the table,
Right.
and then like I thought they were more thematic last, like in the index, when they had like a you kill
Right.
something and you get like a happy like buff kind of thing, right? And that's cool. You're like,
Don't say ending.
yay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, not ending. But, so I think that it's like,
but isn't there like they added something cool on though too that was thematic?
Eye of the
in the
Gods.
rules? Eye of the Gods, yeah.
Well, they actually made Eye of the Gods. That's what it used to be.
Okay.
Because Eye of the Gods is like you kill
Right.
a unit,
And so that's like
and you get a thing, but now it's
Okay.
just like you pick one guy and he stands on points for a while and then he turns into a demon prince.
yeah, that's
And you're like, all right.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? When you put it like that, I don't think that like simplicity is a part of theme. Because like nothing about Slaves to Darkness makes me think like if it was Zeech, they need to be complicated. That's part of their theme, right? Is overcomplication. But I don't think Slaves to Darkness is like, I'm just a blue-collar Slaves to Darkness, worshiping kind of guy, and I go and I kill guys and then I get rewarded for it, and that's what I do, I check out at the end of the day. Like I can see like them being simple, but the question is like when you read their battle tome, do the rules kind of reflect the way that they play? I think maybe they're a little bit lower than average.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Um,
But not crazy. Like it's not like this is total.
Not a 1.
It's not like Khorne Index, where there's this total disconnect where the way you think that they would play, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
I think 2 is fair. I was going to
Sure.
say 2 as well.
Yeah, okay.
Just because it's like it feels a little lackluster, but it's not like completely devoid of
Right.
thematic
Right.
issue. But,
Yeah, that's true.
And then ease of play.
Did you see Alex's comment?
The models scream 5 for theme, but the news tome screams. I agree completely.
Yeah.
The models are what sold me on the army originally, and then the way
that's
that
not what
they
I
play
meant.
is just like, oh no.
Yeah. Where's his other comment? God dang it.
Bellacore gives you the sad
Yes.
5 on the tool set.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's. I like the way you did that. Yeah. You sounded so sad. Are they actually a 5 though? Like, I just thought that comment was funny. I'm not saying that they're a 5. I don't know that they're a 5. Bellacore is a huge deal for tools.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
But one model does not make a whole army. I could see him just getting thrown up to 550 points or something, and people are just like, it's not worth it anymore. I'm going to take this.
Yeah. And he kind of got like an implicit debuff with the changes to obscuring as well.
Right. That's
Because you
true.
need visibility to use Dark Master now. And then
Right.
also, most of the battle plans are more spread than the previous GHB,
That's true.
which is inherently bad for Slaves to Darkness.
Right.
Like they want to be on dense maps.
Right.
So
That's true.
yeah. But ease of play.
Ease of play.
I think very high. Or
Very. Sorry.
easy.
I skipped over it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Ease of play. Yeah, I think. Are they the easiest?
This might be a 5. I think.
Yeah.
And I think until proven otherwise, I think I would keep it a 5.
I mean, like, name an easier army to play. Oh, Giants?
No, I don't think Giants is easy
Yeah,
to play.
I mean, I'm just trying to come up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think slaves, you have to think like, if someone were to show up to their first GT and just like shove their models forward on the table, like how well would they do? And Slaves to Darkness, like it's very possible that they just like annihilate someone who's like a very experienced player, right?
Or on like a favorable map, against a favorable army. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
against another dense army that isn't Slaves to Darkness, then they might just murder them, and then it's like I'm just gonna sit here and collect my points. Yeah.
Devin says the Khorne AOR is easier to play.
We'll see if it remains, but yeah, maybe you might be right. I honestly don't know. Like these guys are pretty easy to play. Like, I think you might have to be more careful about your movement with the Khorne Army of Renown, just because you need to have them in like little clumps and you need to be running specific guys and maybe being strategic with that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying, like, obviously I don't play either army. I'm just throwing sort of my thoughts out there. I think it's got to be a 5 though. Yeah, I just don't think there's a better army for that. Okay. Tool set. This I feel like I can't even talk about this. Like I know Be'lakor.
Yeah. There's a couple things to consider. Like, so Slaves to Darkness has decent access to tools in like the heroes and then also their battle traits.
Right.
So like tool set, like you could consider the Khorne, like marking something Khorne +1 attack is a tool. You could consider like giving a 6-up ward as a tool. The Slanesh mark for I would consider like the main two parts of the tool set, like that, like zhuzh things up a little bit, are going to be like the Tzeentch mark, which is basically like the teleport.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it. And then also what's it called? The Slanesh mark, sorry, which is basically just like roll 3 dice, pick the 2 highest for your charges. And what makes that a tool set is that you get to pick which units A, start with it, and then B, like who chooses it over the battle. And then another tool would be like your ensorcelled banners, so like not allowing commands with the dread banner, remember, or like the I think there's one that's like anti-shooting or something like that, but so like no commands is definitely a tool. You have other sources of no commands, which would be like the Mutalith Vortex Beast or Eternus. In your spell lore, you've got access to Strike Last, and then you've got a 3d6 charge. Like there's a decent amount of tools, and then obviously
that's a lot.
The big obvious one is going to be Be'lakor, which is going to be.
But you didn't even name that till the end, and you named a lot of things.
Yeah. So they've got a lot of stuff,
and they are pretty impactful too. Like 3d6 charge is very like just that one, you know.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. It's all going to be like really forced into like one purpose, which is just kill.
Right.
But like,
yeah, that's fair. Well, and like there is Dark Oath too. We didn't even talk about them.
Yep. Dark Oath is like screens and minor recursion and stuff like that, which is pretty neat. So I think that if we give Stormcast a 4, Slaves to Darkness should be like a 4.5, probably.
Yeah.
Just because it introduces like just Be'lakor himself impacts list building. Right.
Yeah.
And you could even argue like Archaon might too, right? Like he's got the forcing of the double turn, or forcing of like taking a turn after, like the Eye of Ed Sheeran or whatever it's called. Like it's
that's exactly what it's called, actually.
Right. Yeah. My bad. So like that's a tech piece. So like there's actually a lot of tool set pieces in Slave to Darkness, but they're all like when you boil them down, simple in purpose, which is just like augmenting how you kill, how you deliver your killing, or how your opponent kills you.
Right.
And that's it. It's not like mobility.
No. It's not like Tzeentchian shenanigans. It's more.
It's just like how well can I kill you and how well can I get to you? Right. And then with Be'lakor's Dark Master, just like sitting on someone's head for a turn, essentially. Right.
Hot.
So
that's hot.
So I would give it like a 4 or 4.5. The only thing.
I feel like the Stormcast toolset is more varied, but this one's more simple, point and click. But that goes into ease of play, so I don't think it necessarily needs to take away from it either. I can actually like. I think maybe I can see the argument for both of them being a 4. To be honest.
Okay.
but
Yeah, I think
I'm fine
I'll
with
put
4.
it at
But
4.
yeah,
They don't have access to stuff like ward reduction.
right.
They don't have like, I guess they do have a -1 to hit and no crits via Bellicor. But it's mainly just Bellicor is the big thing. And I think that because it's all like if Bellicor wasn't in the army, I think tool set would be like a 3.
Yeah,
Um,
and that says a lot. That
Yeah.
says a lot. Yeah. And by the way, the graph currently looks like a pillow or maybe like a hot pocket that's been like kind of squeezed.
or a bow tie.
I just wanted to point that out. Yeah. Yeah, crooked bow tie. The boy toy.
Boy toy.
Something else that people, would maybe rate a 5 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mobility.
Don't know. They seem good. Like they seem maybe above average because there's a lot of stuff that 3d6 charge that's just mobile, like Varangard and whatnot. But this is the Carson army, so
I give it like it's not as mobile as Stormcast.
right. Not as much teleport, and
I think it's like if it was pre Slanesh Mark nerf,
yeah.
I'd make it. I would say it's a 4.
Oh,
Just because
okay.
because you have access to like the weird thing is like the way that you get a teleport is either by marking something Zinch
Right.
or like the bridge in Forbidden Power.
I see.
And
But
because you
that's
have
not-
to bring in a separate manifestation, it's like
that's not their army. Like even if it was their manifestation that was allowing teleports, I would say that's one thing. So yeah, I mean they're definitely more mobile than most. Like a lot of fast units, like Varangard are going like 10 inches, right?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And like
So like a 3.5, I think.
3.5, I think seems perfect to me.
Yeah, they're faster than average, and then they have ways of getting to you very quickly, like the Pokeball Chosen, like Alex just said, or a bridge 3d6 charge, or
Right.
Zinch teleport, or something like that, or even Bellicor himself just moves 14 inches too.
He's just
so
fast. Yeah, that's true. Latificus says, dude shows up in a Khorne red armor. Oh shit, I need a bigger charge. Spray paints armor pink. Yeah.
exactly.
Red
Landy
makes it go
says-
faster if you're an Iron Jaws or whatever, or you're an Orc. So yeah.
Right. Landy says the Soggy rules, hero detachment and apotheosis artifact bump up the thematic score to average. That's fair.
I don't remember.
So he's talking about the sub faction where you could just get like more attacks on your heroes, and then also if a hero that has Dark Apotheosis points on it dies, the hero with the artifact gets max Apotheosis points and can turn into a Demon Prince. So that's kind of cool. It's neat.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that's fun.
I think
I think
because
there's
those are
still not
temporary.
even a 3. Yeah, well, they're we did say before. Remember, we're going to update these when rules come and go. But even still, even with that, I don't think that they hit average. Like I think maybe they're like 2.5 with Soggy.
Yep.
But like we are trying, like as I said many times in the past, we are trying to create a kind of breadth so people can kind of be like, well, I care the most about killingness, so you know what I mean. And so like you're trying to like narrow things down for people, and so I'm okay with them remaining at 2, even with the Soggy. Like I'm not sure that like we'll have to. I think theme wise, like it's very easy to remember. Like okay, what are the killiest units or armies in the game, right? But thematically, like many of us are thinking about that. Like I'm probably someone who thinks about it more than most people, and I'm not thinking about it that much. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So
Also, I think I'm gonna go back on my statement about it being temporary because I realized that a lot of why I like ogres
is temporary. Yeah, exactly.
It's temporary.
And we literally said like that's what I said to you. Like, are we going to count the Soggy stuff? And you were like, we should, because we're going to come back and change these anyway. It's going to be like a living list, as what I think you said, or living whatever. So, yeah, but I think at the end of the day, like I don't know thematically how good they are, and I haven't thought about enough other armies to compare them theme-wise, like where they would sit in the pact, because we are scoring on a bell curve here, right? Like, that's part of what we're doing, right? So like the most survivable army in the game is Nurgle, right? So like they're a 5, and then we go down from there, right? So like so what do you think is really what I'm trying to ask here?
I mean, it's tough because like I don't know. Like I still think it's a 2. Like I think I see the argument for it being brought up to like medium thematicness, and also I'm heavily biased in that like I actually kind of dislike the army. So like I'm not.
It's crazy that
know.
you dislike them. Like they were like going to be your like hobby army, you know? Yeah. But like, but you are like, your rules need to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So like, there's a good chance, like you're not going to sell them, I hope.
No, of course
like,
not. I think we've talked about this every time I've said this, but no, I'm not going to sell them. Like
it makes me nervous almost. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So, thematic, what do you say for including Soggy? Do you think it's a 2? Then let's rock that.
Maybe a 2.5 if we want to say
with Soggy.
Yeah.
Soggy 2.5.
We'll give it a Soggy 2.5.
It's a wet 2.5. Leviticus says Kenrick's good vibes dice also not so great at the good vibes. Wait, what? What do you mean? They're super good vibes. Messy mushroom hair moon man. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that design so much. Okay, anyway. Power projection. 0.5? Yeah.
It's
like it's one of the worst in the game.
There's like no
There's
effectively no shooting.
Yeah.
And then
spells?
Like you have a 8 again, it's Bellacor's 18-inch minus when they hit.
Yeah. And and then there is Bellacor's ability.
Yeah.
Because he's stopping 1 unit per game.
I just think it's like a 1.5 though.
Exactly. Like, that's exactly what I was gonna say. With Bellacor 1.5. I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Man. So then I think that's that.
You know what's nice though, even about this army? Like this army is all over the place. It's just sticking out in weird places and pulling back in others. But like this is a graph for someone. You know what I mean? Like there's someone out there that's just like, and obviously none of this includes the sort of what's it called in Magic? The psychographic profile where you're more into like looks and theme and different things like that. Melvin? It might be called a Melvin. I can't remember. Vorthos? I can't remember. There's one that I think is like, it doesn't matter. But like, this doesn't include any of that. This is the rules of the army, right? So, I think this is a vibe for some people. I think this is like something that someone kind of goes, you know, I don't care about.
Want to show up to the table?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
shooting the table.
Yeah, shooting's for wusses, you know. Yeah. Either that or he exiled the worst one of his to my house. Oh no, are they not rolling well for you? Like I actually rolled them anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they rolled super well for me when I was looking for a thematic dice. But that's possible. There's like if you guys watched one of the last battle reports that we did, or wasn't the last battle report where you and me, and it was just like one. It was crazy. It was like 6 or 7 in a row, or I forget what it was. But those dice roll amazing for me. Those are like my best rolling dice, maybe, usually. But they are fair dice, so it can happen. But yeah. I don't know. I feel really good about all of them so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Stormcast makes a ton of sense, but it's just like very well balanced in a lot of areas.
Like
Slaves to Darkness makes sense. It's just like I punch you hard and like come over here so I can punch you kind of thing. Like it's very Skaven being like really good tool set, really good power projection makes sense. Ogres being really killy and really mobile makes a lot of sense too. Like,
Right.
it's yeah. If you guys have any, do Khorne AOR next.
Do Khorne AOR?
All
Get
right,
out
I'm
of
gonna
here.
do it real quick. I'm gonna do it real quick.
do it. Slaves
Khorne
to
AOR.
Khorne. Nice.
Okay, killiness 5.
It still
Tankiness?
says slaves to darkness here on the.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Killing is
Gore
5.
chest. Killiness 5, tankiness 6.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Thematic.
Maybe killiness 6 actually. Thematic
Yeah.
0.
0.
Actually, that's not true. It's
that's
quite
not
thematic.
true. It is. Yeah, it actually is thematic. It's almost sadder.
There are 4.
now.
Easy play 5.
5. Yeah.
Tool set pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a 4.
4. Yeah. Mobility. The only
bad.
thing that's down. Yeah. Pretty bad.
It's a 1.5.
Yeah. 1.5. That sounds fair.
Power projection, same thing.
Yeah. Non-existent.
1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Actually, here, let me adjust something real
Boom.
quick.
Nailed it. Okay,
There you
ship it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And there.
Dumb looking crap.
There it is.
I love this so much. Oh man, it's going off the chart in 3 spots. There you go, Alex. Yeah.
I think that's the easiest one we've done.
So are you happy now?
People in the chat are just like, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfection. Oh man. That's so funny. I'm Alex, thank you for asking for that. I know you were trolling us, but seriously, thank you.
Like wings of an angel.
Yeah. Like wings of a demon, more like it. This thing is not made in heaven. This is made in copy editor hell, where no one checks anything, but everyone's responsible for every product they put out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man. And then like the rest of the Khorne book is like mostly different than this, except for thematic. It's even more thematic. That like the new Khorne book is it like what's crazy is like the old Khorne book was one of the least thematic books. I think the new one is maybe the most thematic book out of any of them. I can't think of a more thematic book that's come out. Yeah. It's so good. I love the new what's it called where you're re-rolling 1 dice? Because like
the new murder list,
yeah, because like usually re-rolling 1 dice is better, right? And so you have to pay for that, and it's super thematic where they're just tearing their own limbs are just coming apart. Oh, so rad! I love it. Demon wings aren't that smooth. Yeah, they're smoother. There's no feathers to like create this weird silhouette. They're just like beautiful bat wings.
Lovely.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so I think we're running down here a little bit, and that's fine. Which 2 factions I think we should try and pick out the factions ahead of time each week.
I think that's a good idea. I think like we have to think about ones that are safe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything that's come out recently, so I wouldn't do Ideneth yet. I wouldn't do like Khorne and KO will have come out by then, but I don't think we should do those.
I actually think we should do like Seraphon and stuff that's not even on the horizon before we do IDK, because we want like more time to settle. I think Auric Warclans have had time to settle. I wouldn't be opposed to doing Ironjaws and Cruel Boys in the same show.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
The only hesitation I have is that I hear there's some stuff going on with Cruel Boys where they're kind of getting better, but I don't understand it yet.
Right. Because they just got that huge set of buffs from the General's Handbook. That's true. Do we want to... okay, well then, which way should we kind of go? Because I feel like I need even more time for Soulblight. Like, they've been out for a while, but like... we're starting to see them regularly do quite well. A lot of the lists I'm seeing, like there was the 5-0 obviously at Tacoma, but most of the ones I'm seeing are like, they're going like 4-1, but like their loss is like super early, so I don't really care about those lists, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. But like I need more time to settle for Soul Blight, and I'm playing my son pretty regularly.
Right.
He's
There's another thing to consider, which is next week we're probably going to do a Richmond reroll tournament list review.
Cool.
Just because Richmond reroll is going to be the weekend after.
Right.
So I don't. Are we going to do?
I mean, it depends on like, because like Richmond, how many people are at the tournament?
Like 25, 26, but
I feel like we could probably rock that out in an hour and a half, right?
it's tough. Why don't we? I like the idea of doing Soul Blight, but like waiting a little bit.
Okay.
And Devin, who's in the chat,
Yeah.
is a Soul Blight player.
Oh, sick.
We could have him if you want to come on, Devin. We could have you on. Maybe we could chat about it like the week after Richmond rerolls lists or something.
Yeah, that's sick. Okay.
And that way it gives you some time to think about it. And then
I feel like Iron Jaws are pretty safe to do. And even if we want to do Cruel Boys, we can always revisit them if we feel like we are misrepresenting something because of the changes in the new GHB. Wait, sorry, is that next? Wait, which one's Richmond reroll?
next week.
Next week. So like the next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a list review show. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I don't know that we should do one of these on a list review show week.
That's fair.
Just because I think, or at least maybe if we have time at the end, but I kind of doubt we will.
That's fair. Because but I see, because we could just go through every list.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And we'll at least go through every name. So
we'll go through every name, but that'll take that won't take that long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he doing he's not doing a prize, right, for name?
I don't think so.
That would be so sick. We gotta do that. We need to like sponsor a prize for name. Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, for now we'll say next week we probably won't be doing it. By the way, I didn't mean to say this earlier. Thanks to everyone who like left a positive comment or sent me a message about how much they like this new segment that we're doing. That kind of like positive reinforcement can be just as, it's usually more impactful than negative reinforcement, to be honest, because like everyone's like, no matter what you do, you're going to find people that don't like it. But when people are specifically, telling you like, hey, I really like this new thing, it means a lot. And it also just gives us, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't like this. It's like, okay, well, I know now not what to do, but I don't know what to do, And so it's really good to be told like, oh, I like this thing. So you're like, okay, well then we'll do more of that thing. So I really appreciated everyone who was kind enough to send a message or leave a comment, etc. Do IJ for one. Yeah. So if we have time next week, we'll do IJ. I feel like we could just do Cruel Boys. You know what I mean? And then like if we can just change stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Because like
let's revisit it.
Because like until recently, I would have like if I was to judge Seraphon's power level, I would have said they're very powerful. And now after playing them and playing against them in the team tournament and various other times, I think that they're struggling. And the stats also kind of indicate that as well. And so I really like how they play, and I'm super enjoying them. But like, you know what I mean? Like, but so like things could change at any moment is what I'm trying to say for how we feel about something. But I think like theme, killiness, like the only thing that like I'm not sure that we maybe fully grasp is their tool set for Cruel Boys. But if you have another one that you would want to do first before Cruel Boys, I'm all ears for that too.
No, I mean we can do those two.
Sure.
And even maybe if it ends up being that we have a little bit of time next week and not tons, we could just do Iron Jaws.
Just do Iron Jaws, and then the next week maybe we have time for two, maybe we have time for one. Yep. That's true. That's a good point. I like it.
Or we can do more than two one week if we, in particular, like don't have a lot to talk about news-wise, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we could even do 3, because sometimes there's just going to be a week of nothing.
Yep.
We've been pretty lucky lately, actually, and we've got like the full, possibly book review of Khorne, KO. They're both coming out, so that'll be fun to do. And we won't make these graphs for them, but we might like do a list review show. So yeah, we've got some stuff on the horizon, but yeah, cool. Anything to add before we're heading out?
No, don't think so.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much to everyone for hanging out. You guys were really funny and informative and really helpful, so we always appreciate that. And yeah, barring no other weird stuff happening, we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.